Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video, I'm going to take you through dollar Swiss as the Swiss National Bank has hiked interest rates. Now, this is the first time the Swiss National Bank has hiked interest rates, believe it or not, since 2007. So, quite a substantially long time for a central bank to keep rates at a particular low level for so long. Now, it shows us really that the problem with inflation is climbing, and we've even got the Swiss National Bank now saying that they need to also try and curb inflation, which is also growing in Switzerland as well. They're also trying to front run the ECB as well, because ECB have also talked about hiking interest rates too, but they've took a step a little bit earlier than the ECB has done. Now, they didn't really say that further hikes were on the horizon. They just said that they would intervene if they see fit. That's what usually the Swiss National Bank do. They intervene typically actually when the Swiss franc gets really strong. So you can see in 2021 down here, price at the start of the year was quite strong for the Swiss franc. You can see dollar Swiss moving to the downside, so that's dollar weakness, Swiss strength, and we've been pretty much declining for the past 2 years now. So interestingly enough, if the Swiss franc begins to get stronger off the back of this, maybe we'll see another intervention from the Swiss National Bank around this 800 area, if we obviously got down to that point. But let's see how the market's reacting at the minute. We can see that a lot of strength has come into the Swiss franc, and dollar Swiss in particular has dropped quite aggressively. I think we're down over 3% on the day. This combined with some dollar weakness that we've seen in the market recently has really helped drive this market to the downside. So I wanted to point out a couple of levels of interest for where price could go to, may offer some opportunities in the near term. And you can see this 94.67 area could be of interest. It was this high and this high over here, which was a kind of trapping price before seeing a large breakout. So this area in here might be an area that price wants to come and retest in the short term. Moving on to the 4-hour and the weekly profiles, then we can see prices aggressively moved to the downside. We actually came up into these previous structure highs where I thought that we might start to see a little bit of selling in the market, but again, you don't know how these central banks are going to react. So safest option was to wait to see what happened here. Price did fall from those previous structure highs, so I want to see if the momentum is going to continue now. Are we going to start to see maybe a small pullback like this was here before seeing a further decline in the market? Now, if we were to see that again, where could we see that from? So I've actually just popped a 2-week profile on here. Now, what I've done is basically drawn a profile over a 2-week period. That's what it's called, the 2-week profile. And I wanted to see where the point of control of that profile was, because they sat quite close together. Now, 65.96 was an area of interest, okay? So if price was to come into that area through there, we could see a reaction in the short term. If price was to pull back from that point, we could see a little bit of a reaction into that low volume area for then a continuation to the downside, especially if we had like a very small pullback like this one in here. Alternatively, price could pull back a little bit further. We've got the value area low here at 0.97, which could act as resistance, and also price flushed through this untested point of control at 0.9790. Now, I think this would be a little bit of a stretch, but if price was to come back into that area, this could also act as resistance as price looks to be heading for these highs at 94.67. So a few levels just to keep your eyes on dollar Swiss. The Swiss National Bank hiking interest rates is a significant thing in the market, so we could still see Swiss strength in the short term. So keep your eyes on this market in particular, and look for those key areas of interest. Thanks for watching the video update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.